Manasaha, pertaining to the mind. Divyaha, pertaining to supernatural powers, demigods. Vaiyase, O Vidura, ye, those, cha, and manushaha, pertaining to other men. Bhautikaha, pertaining to other living beings. Cha, and katham, how, kleshaha, miseries, badante, can trouble, Harishamshayam, one who has taken shelter of Lord Kṛṣṇa. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swamy Prabhupada. Translation. Therefore, O Vidura, how can persons completely under the shelter of Lord Kṛṣṇa in devotional service be put into miseries pertaining to the body, the mind, nature, and other men and living creatures? Please repeat. Therefore, O Vidura, how can persons completely under the shelter of Lord Sri Krishna in devotional service be put into miseries pertaining to the body, the mind, nature, and other men and living creatures? Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Every living entity within this material world is always afflicted by some kind of miseries pertaining either to the body, the mind, or natural disturbances. Distresses due to cold in winter and severe heat in summer always inflict miseries on the living entities in this material world. But one who has completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord in Krishna consciousness is in the transcendental stage. He is not disturbed by any miseries, either due to the body, the mind, or natural disturbances of summer and winter. He is transcendental to all these miseries. The Sanstha Bhaktivedanta Purpoto Madhyanatamiran Dasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Yadvaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I'll just read the other two verses also. Yaha Prushto Munibihi Praha Dharman Nana Vidhan Shubhan Nunam Varnashramanam Cha Sarvabhuta Hita Sada. In reply to questions asked by certain sages, he, Swayambhuva Manu, out of compassion for all living entities, taught the diverse sacred duties of men in general under different varnas and ashramas. 39. Etatta adirajasya manoscharitam adbhutam varnitam varnaniyasya tadapatyodhyam dayam shunu. I have spoken to you of the wonderful character of Swayambhuva Manu, the original king, Adirajasya, whose reputation is worthy of description. Please hear as I speak of the flourishing of his daughter Devahuti. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 3rd canto, 22nd chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Marriage of Kaddama Muni and Devahuti. Thus, Om Ajnanathimidandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama. So here the descriptions about the glories of Swayambhu Manu are explained. Here the concluding verse says, Sharira Manasa Divya, the different kinds of miseries that are to be seen in this world, na badante, they will not affect the devotees like Swayambhu Manu, because Harisham Shrayam, they have taken complete shelter of Sri Hare Krishna. Then Swayambhu Manu, asked by Prusto Munibihi Praha, certain sages asked him some questions, and Swayambhu Manu revealed answers to it. Dharman Nana Vidan Chuban, auspicious dharma he has revealed. Nunam Varnashramanam. Actually, he spoke extensively on Varnashrama and Sarvabhuta Hiterata. So, because he is desiring the welfare of all the living entities, these answers and the principles that Manu gave are compiled as Manu Samhita. And so that is been given out of his compassion. Dharma Nana Vidhan Shubhan. There are many people who politicize this scripture, Manu Samhita, but actually, if one understands the scripture in the parampara, people who are trained up in a parampara, then they will get the actual result of studying this scripture, Manu Samhita. Then Etatta Adirajasya is the original king, and then Manoscharitam Adbhutam, his character, wonderful character of Swayambhu Manu is wonderful, Adbhuta. Varnitam Varnaniyasya, it is his reputation is worthy of description. Then he says, Maitreya says, now I am going to describe about Devahuti. So this is one of the key aspects of Srimad Bhagavatam that it has described about Manu, also the Leelas of the Lord within the Manvantara. So, as we are now progressing in our scientific inventions, with the introduction of robotics, artificial intelligence, things are flourishing in terms of the science and technology. But there is, in this world, nothing comes free. There is some expenditure somewhere. If you are gaining some field, that means there must be some something going down. One of the important phenomena people are observing is that it is about the mental illnesses. The America America and many Western countries are reporting a very high percentage of these cases, particularly even in the children. They are having these issues, restless, no tolerance, and easily they can get angry, and sometimes depression and lot of stress. Like that, there is no end to the list nowadays. There are so many these kind of mental stressors are increasing in the society, and there's a lot of extensive research is going on, trying to understand what is this mind, what is this brain, and nowadays they are also talking about what is called consciousness. They have picked up this word also. They're trying to understand what is this consciousness. They thinking consciousness comes from brain, but that's a brainless observation. Consciousness comes from soul, and that they will take a lot of time to understand. So, Sharira, people may look little good externally, but Manasa, but in the mind, the issues are increasing. Just yesterday I was talking to one of our preachers. He is taking some classes and every weekend. So I was asking, how are your classes going on? He said, yes, Prabhu, is going on nicely. So how many people are coming? Around 30, 40, like that. Okay. And then what is our maximum number? It's about 60, because beyond that our hall cannot accommodate. And 60, 65 people are standing and listening. Acha, what is the topic? I asked. He said, I have put the topic as how to counteract loneliness. And as a maximum turnout came for that topic. People are feeling lonely, and so they all came and they stood there and they wanted to understand how to handle this. So what a irony. You have innumerable social tools. Social media means, you can get connected to thousands and millions of people potentially, or at least you can have some 50, 60 or 100 friends easily. And if you have little money, you can get more friends also. So each person has an access to so many friends, but loneliness is increasing. What is this contradiction? This is the dilemma that the society is going through. What exactly happens is, on the social media, he is a different person. He puts up a different profile, a different persona, and then attracted by that persona, you will have some friends and some followers and this. But actually the person is different from that. He has created something on the net, on the internet, on the web, and that is attracting. But actually, people are increasingly becoming lonely. They are absorbed in their mobiles. That is their world. But you don't get that feeling of some kind of a bonding, closeness, some kind of a belong. They don't have. There is a missing personalism in this whole empire of social media. It's actually a contradiction. Everybody wants to have more friends and more followers and more whatever, and then they're increasingly becoming lonely. This is what it is. This is called Maya. They think this is social media. I have a lot of social relationships, but what exactly is happening is, internally everybody is drying up. This is the situation. The children particularly, because it is said that on an average, A child spends about 3 to 4 hours on the mobile, looking at the screen and continuously doing various things, pressing buttons, answering, typing, and also expecting the kind of reaction from the friends and this, and this is now has become a common visible thing in the sometimes we travel in train or by air, and everywhere we see it's people are occupied with typing while walking also. You're typing, and suddenly he's in front of somebody. Sorry, and typing, and then he goes again, and then he may be hitting one pillar. Just yesterday, one very famous Instagrammer, probably I have to say. YouTuber is one, Instagrammer, maybe one more. She is very famous in, I think, Maharashtra side probably, and having lakhs of followers. And she is trying to do one new Instagram post, and then she happened to be standing on a small kind of a small hillock, and behind her is a big river, and then she is taking some whatever she is doing. Suddenly she slips and then falls into the river, and she dies. Now these are the kind of thing. It's an anti-climax to our exciting reel that is going on. People have forgotten these miseries. Day by day they see all these things. Sharira manasas divya. Divya means by the divine arrangement or the arrangement made by the demigods. For example, we have just passed through the scorching summer, particularly in some places of our country. It has witnessed almost touching 48 or even 50 degrees. So this is the kind of temperatures, and then everybody goes through. So here is the solution. The Shastra, it is recommending a solution to all these problems. The Shastric solution is not a symptomatic solution. That means, for this bodily problem, you have this. For this mind problem, you have this. For your other problems, you have this solution. There are so many solutions like that. If you type into the Google, you will have 1 million pages for one particular, say, some mental issue. Now, who has the time to go through all these 1 million pages and then figure out what to do next? Nobody has any idea. And then when you start implementing something, some other symptoms will start coming up. If you start putting some, taking some medicine, some other symptoms, start coming up. This is what, people are harassed by these miseries. Now, but here is the solution. What is the katam klesha badante harishamshayam. It is mentioned here, harishamshayam, one who has taken shelter of Lord Kṛṣṇa, then katam klesha badante. Then how these kleshas can, badante means can inflict suffering onto such a person who has taken complete shelter of Hari Samshayam. Now interestingly, recently I read one article. Even the karmis, they are realizing that practicing religion could be a very good solution to take people out of this mental anxieties or mental, to give mental wellness. People are realizing at least one or two here and there, some little light coming, but immediately there will be a lot of other forces which will cover it up and say, no, religion is not required. this is all backward, like that. But actually, uh, the solution to all these issues is to solve the root problem. And what is that root problem? Forgetfulness of Krishna. As soon as a living entity forgets its relationship with Krishna, God, Narayana, Narasimha, then the kleshas he will experience the kleshas. Then one may say, no, you all became devotees, you are all practicing, then why are you all having this kind of miseries? Sharira, Manasas, Divya. Even we have to go through this heat, we have to go through this, this winter cold. So Prabhupada is writing here, he is not disturbed by any miseries, either due to the body, the mind, natural disturbances of summer and winter. See, one thing is, we are all, of course, sadhakas. We are trying to reach to a transcendental platform. Transcendental platform means the platform on which one will not be affected by the interactions of the three modes. These three kleshas are nothing but interactions of the three modes. And so, if one transcends these three modes, comes on to a transcendental stage, then he will not be disturbed by these miseries. The Shastra is not saying that miseries will not come at all. For example, this too much of heat or cold, we have no such control on all this. So then, but one will not be disturbed. So, till we come to that transcendental stage, as sadhakas, we have to practice how to see these miseries in our life. Miseries will come, but because we are practicing Krishna consciousness, devotion to Krishna, taken shelter of the Lord, then the Shastra says, whatever you are experiencing is only a sample of the miseries that you are actually supposed to suffer. So, even the sample could be sometimes looking very overwhelming. It may look like a very big thing, even the sample. Imagine if the original comes, what will happen to us? So, how a devotee takes these samples, one should believe the Shastric injunctions. One should believe the Acharya's instructions and think that, yes, I only got a sample. A small sample of the misery which is actually reserved for me. So this is, he takes it as a mercy from the Supreme Lord. Obviously it's a mercy. I am supposed to suffer from 100 units. Let us say it has been reduced to 5 units or 10 units. It's a mercy. Krishna is continuously conscious of us. Krishna is with us. There is nothing that is, nothing is beyond his conscious observation or involvement. Lord is very closely observing us, He is with us, He is helping us, He is supporting us. A devotee should see that he is not a anadha, somebody who doesn't have any support. He should know that Guru and Krishna are continuously with me. This is the first training of the mind. Mind is something which is always trying to disconnect from Krishna. Mind is like that. This mind and false ego, they'll always try to show that you are an independent guy. He'll try to show you as a disconnected personality. But actually the reality is that we're always connected to Krishna. And Krishna is with us. The Lord is with us, and His support is always with us. He is eagerly waiting for us. So He is actively involved. The Shastra says, without His sanction, even a piece of grass cannot move. Then how something can happen to us without His sanction? And then why did Krishna sanction that? So these are the questions that we all have to spend time and understand that ultimately I am getting some sample misery only because my past activity, I have done something wrong. It is supposed to come to me in full force, but because I am practicing on my Guru's recommendation, Krishna has minimized it. Prabhupada has, he always prays to Krishna to save us from our own monkey activities in the past, so that we at least can practice, some level of Krishna consciousness even in this condemned age. This is the so devotee, he starts depending on Harishamshayam, taking shelter of Krishna, and to increase our perception of the Lord's presence in our life. Prabhupada has given this wonderful process of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, by chanting this mantra, a devotee should recognize that I am touching Krishna, the Lord's presence. I am in the Lord's presence. Every mantra means we are keeping ourselves in the gracious presence of the Supreme Lord. Krishna is coming along with his energy, and he is giving direct association to the chanter of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So when we chant Hare Krishna, we are worshipping Gauranga, and we are also directly serving Radha Krishna. This is the sublime process that is happening, but still we are not able to pursue Krishna or experience His presence because mind is like that. It is creating a kind of a separation in our mind and heart. So as we go on practicing and go on reading from Prabhupada's books, we gradually understand how closely Krishna is with us in our life. It's a personal process. The Lord never forgets us, nor He abandons us, particularly because we have taken shelter of Prabhupada. He is pure devotee. Like once Prabhupada was asked by somebody, Prabhupada, you are a first class pure devotee, you are in a transcendental stage, how is it that you are also sometimes seem to be suffering? Then Prabhupada says, yes, I am suffering because I have done one mistake. What is that? I have accepted so many disciples, and then they are creating trouble. If the disciples don't follow the rules and regulations, then the Guru has to suffer. So this is the otherwise Prabhupada is free from sin in his entire life. So the point is that Guru is there, Krishna is there, their close attention is there with us. Now it is up to the devotees how to take advantage of this presence. Actually, as soon as, let us say, a youngster comes into a movement, you see what exactly happens. Why he comes out of his mental stress and illnesses and all these things. As soon as he comes here, and then he understands the philosophy, or he starts serving by chanting Hare Krishna, or just by eating some prasadam, what happens is he feels connected, or he starts feeling, I belong to this temple. Actually, this is a very powerful feeling. I have somebody, I belong to some place, but outside nobody recognizes anybody. They feel like, nobody is, lonely means what? Nobody recognizes anybody. But here, they start feeling belonging. Yes, I belong to this temple, I belong to the Lord. That sense of belonging to Krishna, that elevates the soul. And then he knows that now I am a folk. I am friend of Lord Kṛṣṇa and I am a folk. You can see how a boy immediately becomes connected to the process of Krishna consciousness, and he feels a deeper security, belongingness, connectedness, some kind of a bonding with other Vaishnavas. He feels protected, and he feels very happy. Something that is missing always, he feels that is been filled up. This is the beauty of this process. It happens very quickly. It doesn't require much time. He understands a little bit of all these things, and then he takes up these practices. Immediately he knows that yes, I am in the right place. It's like a crying baby. As soon as comes to the mother's lap, tuck, you need not have to tell too much. The baby is satisfied and happy and smiling. It is the same phenomena that happens to anybody who walks into this temple and this moment. They can be instantly be happy and somewhat satisfied and feeling belonging to Krishna or God. Any questions? We'll stop here. Shri Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki.